What's up, everyone? This is Ronnie, just coming to you today with a quick little video. I've been getting a lot of questions about our eBay return policy, and there was a thing that we sold a lot of smalls lately, and I'll get into that after. But our eBay return policy is very simple. I think right now it's at 60 days. Like, you return anything 60 days. I don't care. It's open basically. You could return it for whatever reason. Like, I don't care. Like, it don't fit. I give measurements. I still don't care. Just return it. I'll sell it again. It's sold once. It'll sell again. Uh, most people, that's what they return things for. Even though I have measurements, I get, and it's mostly on, I don't get it really too much on the smaller dollar things. It's all on bigger dollar things that I get the returns on the suits, the sport coats. They don't fit right. It costs too much money to get a lot of that stuff tailored. Even though they look at it, most people, to be honest with you, I don't think they're in a closet measuring a jacket trying to figure out if it fits or not. And, there's good things and bad things um, about this. Like, some people would hate to get a return, but I mean, realistically, we live in a realistic world. Returns are going to happen, and that's why I don't do any what's the thing, restocking fees and stuff like that. I mean, they're going away anyway. In 2 months, they're going to be gone with the new seller update. Everybody talked about that. Thank God. I couldn't stand those things. I mean, I understand it's necessary or needed. Maybe you give free shipping, and you don't want to deal with the reship. You don't want to be out that shipping. But it's like, are you doing free shipping? Like, but don't spend too much time on returns. Just set up a policy. Go buy it, do it. It's gonna work out in the end. Trust me. We have about a 3.5% return rate. I think it's average. I've talked to a bunch of other resellers. Resellers that I talk to, some seem to be a little bit higher. They're selling the same ballpark number wise that I sell on suits, sport coats, high dollar items. It seems to be in the same thing. We don't really get returns too much for electronics or anything like that. It always mostly seems to be sport coats or suits for the most part. Few smaller dollar things here and there, but for the most part, those. And we just have an open return policy. It doesn't matter. And a lot of people were scared off by going to 60 days. To tell you the truth, most people, if they're gonna open a return, it's within the first 5 days of them getting that item. They return that item, or they open a return, and that's it. Like, so that's, I don't worry about it. I'm not losing any sleep over it. I'm not gonna, tell people to send me all these pictures, this and that, and so on and so forth. Just return it. You're not happy. It is what it is. If it's my fault, I'll pay the shipping. If it's up to you, just return it to us. No problem. Forget about it. And number two, this is the thing. A lot of people, they follow our eBay store and stuff like that. It's not hard to find. I mean, it's not hard to find at all. We do our sale update videos and everything like that. I've been selling a lot of these little stupid let me show you, these Mardi Gras things, and most of these are not really worth all that much at all. Kind of just the but I got them. I listed them. It was taking me about 2 minutes to put each one up on my cell phone, taking pictures, changing the thing, real quick, real simple. Just keep it moving. But it was for my defect rate. My defect rate crept up, and it's 0.3, but I was at 0.31. And I was talking about this, and I needed something to offset it, so I need to get a bunch of sales. Because if your defect rate is high, and I'll explain why it's high, and explain maybe some things to do, but mine crept up. I had 5 in November, and I screwed up because I should have called eBay. I called eBay, talked to them about it recently, but it was not much they could do because it was past 90 days. So that was kind of my mistake, I guess, because they archive things. And, you know, but three of them over the last year were due to being items out of stock. And for whatnot, certain things got relisted, one-offs that I can't go buy from another reseller or something like that. Might have been something I donated, something, most of the time it's something I donated, and then I realized we still had the listing up, and you're out of stock from something you're out of stock. This is number one reason why most drop shippers lose their accounts is because of item not out of stock, because you're gonna get nailed with a certain number, because point three is like, what's that, one transaction every 300. If you have, an eBay will, I mean, technically it's not that bad, but my mistakes are, eh, I made some mistakes, and I'll admit it. I'm human. Um, we all make mistakes. But three of them in November were for items that they did not receive items. And now I had three cases open. One was an international buyer, and some internet. I do my own shipping, but I also do the global shipping program. So certain times I'll sell certain things and it goes overseas. Now, depending on the dollar amount that I list it for, it'll go first class or priority. So if it's cheap enough, I'll just send it myself. If something went to Chile or Argentina, somewhere down in South America, which is like a black hole for mail. And kind of when I see it, it's like, oh, I have a feeling this one's going to be gone. It was like a $25 shirt, $20 shipping, no big deal. It's 40 bucks, like whatever. So they opened a thing, and instead of just probably closing it out, because I can show I shipped it, I can show it went to the processing center in New York before it went out, but after that it's kind of like gone. They don't have a tracking system. Most countries, a lot of countries now, they'll show the process all the way through, like Canada, Australia, most of Europe, Japan. We sold something to Hong Kong recently. Hong Kong has it that they'll track it all the way to the end. South America, I think. I mean, South Africa is another one, I think. And sometimes you can go put in the tracking number, go to Google, look up the country's post office, and then do it. But for whatever reason, I was away. I was in Florida for 2 weeks, and I kind of just like goofed off a little bit. And sometimes with a lot of sellers, they'll open a thing hoping I refund them, but a lot of times after 10 days, it just times out and the case automatically gets closed. Nobody wins, nobody loses. Or they'll close it, because I guess they think that I don't know what they're trying to do. Most likely trying to get a refund. They know the item doesn't show up system. They have this in the past, but every once in a while I'll try to play the game. But recently I did this and it counts as a defect if it, if PayPal, if they escalate it and PayPal says, hey, you know what? Doesn't show delivered. We have to give the money back. It counts as a defect. And I had three others, oh no, two others that month were for items. I was new to that whole shipping business policies. They changed over the business policies. Before you just go into pick 500 listings, 500 listings, and you could change all of your things to a certain handling time and so on and so forth, and put your vacation setting on and be fine. But the business policies depend on all the different listings you have and all the different price points. You kind of have to go in manually and choose all these, do 50 at a time to change this and 50 at a time. Somehow I missed like one whole bunch, or I think a lot of them glitched over. So, I was in communication with these sellers, being like, hey, I'll ship the item. I'm away. I'm sorry. And they're like, oh, I seen the vacation banner. No problem. The problem is eBay automatically refunded them the money after a day or so, and I couldn't provide tracking and closed the thing because they didn't update to, the 10-day handling time. They just stayed at the one. So they count as defects. So it was like, what? Seriously? So, and then one was for a return that I fought, so it's 7 defects over the last year, which one retail, well, I forgot what it was exactly now, because this is going back till like in the spring, so this should be coming off like next month, I think. And I just don't remember what it was even for. I could probably look it up and see, and maybe it would rehash, but it was for electronic. And I got it back, and I fought with them about it, and they won the case with eBay. And maybe I should have just let it go, because I was able to resell the item and make money on it still. But eh, you win and lose, but you gotta you what I've learned over this time is to pick and choose what you fight, um, what cases you fight, what cases you don't fight, because you don't want to be that little chihuahua nipping and biting and barking at everybody. You got to pick and choose who you want to bark over. I'm not gonna bark over small little things anymore. You know what? At the end of the day, if if something happens, I want to keep my account in the best standing possible. I don't want to be listing little trinkets to get my account back to where it needs to be. We all had these issues at one point or another, and man, what a pain in the butt. But you know, and especially when you're new, because I did this when I knew I wanted to fight everybody on a return, and then I changed it to just like whatever reason. Your dog don't like what color that item is. I don't care. Your husband thinks you're fat in that dress. Send it back. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Don't care. But learn from us. That's my mistake. And that's how we do our returns. Just send it back. I don't care. It gets relisted. It gets resold. No big deal. I ain't losing any time to sleep over it. But like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.